All righty. Good morning. Welcome to the Thursday morning, December 2nd. I believe we're on the 2nd, right? December 2nd, trade findings and adjustments. And let's face it, right now, we are a news-driven market. And I don't know. Let's face it. For crying out loud, I can't believe what's happening in the position that we're in. So I'm going to go through a couple questions and let you guys answer what you think and where your thoughts are. News-driven market. What's the number one headline that's moving our markets up or down right now? I know, I typed it in early. Omicron COVID cases. Let's face it, this news brought our markets down 4% in 4 trading days. It looks bad. I mean, to go ahead and say it looks bad. And it's bad timing because right now we are expecting our Christmas rally and then a Santa Claus rally after that, to be honest with you. Let's face it, we've been in a stimulus-induced market. But if you take a look at these 4 days, we had a big drop, pretty good rebound, a drop on Friday, and a big drop on Monday. But here we are regaining the 50-day simple moving average. So let me be the first one to tell you. Yes, I really don't know what's going on right now. Here's what I can tell you. As of yesterday, one US case, 23 countries with the Omicron virus and 50 protein cells that make it much more contagious. Okay? That's what we know for sure. What we don't know, if it's more deadly, and this is just as of right now, very mild symptoms. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say something. Let me just put it that way. And so, Mary, I don't know. So Mary just said, so it doesn't seem any worse than the flu. And the short answer is, I would agree, but we don't know. We just don't know. Again, what we do know, if I can go ahead and add a couple more things, we had the same 4% drop that we had with the Delta breaking news. If you want to compare past history, I'll tell you one thing that we also know. We also know that it is going to spread, and with more cases, I'm just going to put /news releases, the market will probably drop again. And the reason why we're going to drop again, I'm going to apologize if you're a Democrat, but when the Democrats had Trump in office, the thought process was he closed everything down. But now that we do not have Trump in office and we have Biden, you can't close down the economy with seriously affecting and hurting the U.S. worker. So it seems like they're going to find every way to keep the economy open, which is bullshit. I would think that the parties would care more about the U.S. workers than they would about political agendas. And obviously that's not true. And it works both ways. You know, the Republicans weren't going to pass the budget. We're trying to hold the Democrats hostage, but the Democrats want in that budget some of their green stuff. So it's just, let's face it, two groups of people with two different ideologies are really struggling at compromising. In fact, there is no compromise. Let's face it. The days of compromising are all but over in our government. And I can't tell you if it's greed. I can't tell you. Let's face it. I don't know what's going on. I don't think anyone really knows what's going on. So we're just going to keep doing the best we can without being too judgmental in our stock market. So here's the question for you guys. Is now the time to protect? What would you guys think? You know, I guess so really, I mean, that's the question that we're looking at. Is now the time to protect for the next leg down? What do you think? Yes, no? What would you do? So interesting. So I just got two comments in, and let me go through both of them. David said yes, because the buy the dippers, I said right? Yep, buy the dippers are all used up. So I would agree with that one, but for me, I actually think the next wave of news that says, you know, 10,000 people have the Omicron virus will freak people out, and, you know, off they go, right? That would be my belief. Mary, you're exactly right, though. In the time of year for Christmas and Santa rally. So we're conflicted. We have two 100% different understandings or views, and they contradict each other. So a lot of people say, so Kevin, what are you going to do? What would you do in this scenario? And I'm going to be the first one to tell you, in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know what to do, but I lean towards protection. And I lean towards protection because of how successful we were last year. Well, Kevin, you're not as successful this year. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. We've overprotected. we've overprotected. We've kind of got jerked around this year. Difficult. I'll admit it's been difficult. Not going to pull any punches and pretend like I know everything. But yeah, what a year that you have these pullbacks. Non-correlated with earnings. It was a definite buy and hold year. Let's face it. It was a buy and hold year that makes it's a buy and hold year that makes me feel foolish. But that's okay. You know, I'm gonna just keep doing what I do, and we've made some stuff on the way down. In fact, pretty amazing. We've been in some of the dogs this year. Apple hasn't really acted like Apple. It's up this year, but it's not up significantly, right? In fact, I'm going to go to, I like this. I'm going to run over to FinViz. I like their charts a little bit better. Look at Facebook. Facebook 280 actually to 310, 30 bucks, 10%, not up 25% like the stock market. Apple looks much the same, 130 to 162. Bank of America has been a winner for us, but Boeing has not. Boeing flat, if not slightly down for the year. Disney has not been a winner for us. Core holding down for the year. Visa, core holding down for the year. The good news is we did have Bank of America, pretty successful Bank of America this year. Did really good. Costco, one of our biggest winners, doing the Elite Bull calls. Amazing. Really an amazing looking at Costco this year. Baidu, core holding. Awful. Absolutely awful. Thank goodness we were protected up at 330. So looking at where we're at, I'm just going to throw some simple ideas. I'm leaning towards perfection, thinking the dogs this year outperform next year. And the reason why is because the dogs of the Dow typically do that. That's just the way that our stock market works. So so that's where we're at. I mean, in all honesty, that's where we are at. Something that I found is interesting, we have the fake news report, can't be confirmed, that a supplier from Apple said that they are slowing down. Little shocking because the last time someone said that, they were off the Apple supplier list and they have not been put back on. Kind of risky for anyone of importance to be putting that on. But right now we're adding some protection. We're rolling some protection. We're taking some profits. We're putting new protection on. Right now at this time period, we have decided we'd rather be a little overprotective than a little underprotective. With that said, up till 2 in the morning listening to news over in Europe. Europe had a pretty crappy day in the market. Also up at 5:45 to get a hold of the news for this morning. And boy, it just, what a wild market we live in. Protection's going on partially so we can get our transfers done. Protection's going on so we can be safe in a volatile market. And we are taking some profits because it does look like a lot of profit taking this year is going to be happening for higher taxes next year. I will include the link on that article that I have when I post this later on today. But if you ask me if our Christmas rally is in jeopardy, it most definitely is. In fact, this would be a good year that I would expect our Christmas rally will not come to pass. So, new trades, I would just be adding on a little extra protection for the next leg down. And any questions you guys have? Mary, good observation. So Mary said, Kevin, we noticed you haven't been protecting everything. That's true. I protected Bank of America because Buffett was rebalancing, but I didn't protect JP Morgan. We haven't been protecting Apple on the way up. It was a technology that was playing catch up. We protected everything on Baidu, everything on Disney, everything on Visa. Haven't been protecting Micron on the way up, haven't protecting Ford on the way up. So we're reading the news and we're reading the tea leaves and protecting those things like Boeing that seems to be getting hit and hurt. Good news on Boeing today. China opened up that they're now allowing the 737th back into their country to fly there. But Boeing needs to get their plane sold. So we do pay attention to each individual stock. We're not just blanket, let's both pro protection on, let's not. Good observation, Mary. Are there any other questions for today? All right, any questions you have? And Dave, you've been unusually quiet. Usually you and David W. talk up a storm. Looks like both of you said something in. Disney changing CEO will change its fortune. So actually, Chapis is still the CEO, but they have a new director, a new in line, a gal that's going to be going. No, it won't change the fortunes. So we'll change the fortunes are threefold: that they get some of their movies back out with their billion-dollar blockbusters, that they get California open, and that they see a reasonable increase in subscriber growth, which they've had last quarter. So really, Disney's down and being punished for all the wrong reasons. But that's why we call them analysts instead of analysts. Kevin, when do you think Baidu is going to take off? Very interesting question, Dave. I thought it would have taken off in July, June, July, August. Really, Baidu is a fabulous summer stock because it doesn't go through the summer doldrums, usually like stocks do here in the United States. I think Kathy Wood just needs to get on board and buy some more shares and run it up, and we'll see what happens from there. Good question. All right, I know if I don't see any other questions here, I will get this posted. I appreciate you guys being here with us today. Don't hesitate to send an email, khurley@hurleyinvestments.com. We'll get some questions answered for you, or info@hurleyinvestments.com. And no other questions are coming in. Guys, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you next Monday evening. Bye-bye.